Well, trying another amplifier just to see what I think of the sound. Previously I did one on the Morel and this JL300.4 right here, or 300-4/4. Here's a quick shot of the guts on that guy. Anyway, got my hands on a really nice condition, late 90s Phoenix Gold zx450 version 2. Took that all apart, recapped it, got that in, got it up and going. Had a couple of thoughts. I tried Morel's new 4-channel amp. I've had this JL going for a while. I tried this Phoenix Gold. Like I pointed out in the other video, the big difference between the JL and that Morel amp is power. The JL amp is considerably more powerful. They both are really decent sounding amplifiers, and you know, for the price, the Morel was neat. It's just, you know, people want to get loud, it's probably not the right amplifier for them. The JL's a little better, and this Phoenix Gold I like even a little more. You know, if you think about it, these sold for, you know, like $500–600 back in the late 90s. If someone actually knows the real MSRP of these from when they sold in like 1998, post it in the comments. I'm kind of curious. But, you know, anyway, you do an inflation calculator, and, you know, with today's money, you know, $500 back then, it'd be like $1,000 today. So it is a little more expensive amplifier, all things considered. You look inside this, you find, you know, they're either Panasonic or Toshiba transistors. They're all stamped and made in Japan. You know, all the caps are from Nichicon or Cornell Doubler. Gold-plated circuit board. I mean, you know, there's quality here. These things were made in Portland, Oregon, as far as I know. You know, whereas this is like a lot of modern amps. You know, it's made in China, unpronounceable. What are these? These are probably like Samyang or Saxma caps. You know, without taking it apart, I couldn't say what transistor is on here, but it's a really nice power supply design. Anyway, back to, you know, my initial impressions. The Phoenix Gold is actually a slightly more powerful amplifier. It's running Morel hybrids in the front, 6.5s, and the Tempo Ultras in the back. Next on my list, I might try one of the new Zapco Z150.4s or an Audison Voice Quattro. Might play around with both those and see what I think. But if you guys ever see these things come up for sale on eBay, you know, they sell for, a nice one's like 250 bucks. If it's unrestored, if they're restored and you get like a perfect one with the box and everything, they may go as high as 400. A rough one may go, you know, 100 and something. Even a clean unrestored one sometimes goes 100 and something, high hundreds. If you can solder and you know what you're doing, you can restore these and have a really good sounding amplifier, you know, for not that much money. Like I said, I think it's slightly better than this. What's better about it? Well, let's talk about that. It's a little bit warmer sounding. It's a little more powerful. Is it night and day? No. Would the average person notice if you double blindfolded them? I think back to back they would probably catch it, but if you let them listen to one and then the next day let them listen to the other, they probably would not. The difference is really minor. Where you hear it is with stuff like Pink Floyd or Pantera or something, you know, where you got like guitars going and acoustics. This is just a little bit more neutral sound, whereas this sounds a little more mechanical. There are people that think amplifiers all sound the same. You know, I don't know, maybe my ears are just different than theirs. I've always been able to hear really distinct differences in things. Same way with speakers. I love Dyna Audio. I love Martin Logan. I love B&W. I like Morel, high-end Morel especially. You know, I'm not the biggest fan in the world of clips, even though I have some in my media room. They work for TV, but I really don't like them with music. So anyway, that's that. People haven't really been talking about these all too much, you know, since they've been out of production forever, but they were rated at, you know, 4x18 watts at 12 volts, which was an absolute joke. Then the 14 volt rating was more like 4x75. What they actually put out, I've seen 25 volts on the terminals when you're hearing a sound difference, which is 150 watts. That would make my guess on what they really do with the engine running, low distortion, probably like 4x100, maybe 4x110, something like that. Anyway, it's a great mids and high amp, and it doesn't cost you a lot of money if you can find a clean one, but that's the whole deal. Anyways, I don't know what I'm going to do with this Slash amp.